talk about Porky issue number 4. This was written and drawn by Logan, and it was published by Class Comics. I've already did reviews on issues numbers 1 through 3. Check them out when you get a chance. Be prepared, I'm going to give some major spoilers just in case you do plan on reading this book, so I'm warning you now. Previously, we've been introduced to the town slut known as Benjamin, also known as Porky, who just recently inherited his mother's powers. Yes, this comic book series is based on a character that is very sexual in nature, but it's also about superheroes. In the previous issue, writer Logan gave the illusion that possibly Porky killed his own father, who was being possessed by the big bad known as the Controller. However, that was just a misdirect, and it turns out he is alive. Unfortunately for some of the truckers that were introduced in the previous issue, they're not quite so lucky. This issue amps up the sci-fi effect, with the Controller going full-on villain. Man, he has seen better days for sure. He fights several members of the superhero team known as the Crimson Guild, and he thoroughly kicks the butt of former guild member known as Santa. This penultimate issue sets up the final issue, where it looks like we're going to be seeing a huge major super battle take place. I've stated this in videos about the previous issues, but this is really not what I was expecting this series to be about. Logan really took me by surprise. I love the idea that Porky's mother died trying to fight the Controller, and that he inherited her abilities, of which his abilities have not fully manifested, at least not as of this issue. The last issue is going to be very action-packed. Stay tuned for that video review. I will be doing that one very soon. Like many other Class comic titles, there is a lot of sex taking place in this, and a lot of nudity. I love Logan's art style. He draws a variety of different types of men in their body shapes, and I'm a huge fan of how he's depicting all of the characters. With the sex aspect, there's also a bit of blood involved in this comic book as well too. It's nowhere near like a gory comic book, not by a long shot, but Logan does not really shy away from something that may be a little too much for other comic books. But I'll leave it off at that point. If you're interested in reading this comic book, you want to go to classcomics.com, where you can download a digital version directly from them. I'll end this video review at this point. If you have not done it yet, check out my Patreon site, patreon.com/GayComicGeek. You become a patron, you get to see extra pictures, videos, and photo shoots that I only show to patrons. Check it out, I'd really appreciate it. And with that, I'll join you guys in another video very soon. Peace, love, namaste, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. There's a bit of a love story taking place between Porky's uncle and the sheriff, which at first is kind of lovey-dovey, but it's also very hardcore raunchy as well too. Totally Logan style, and I really like it.